my dad passes away, I told you, last July. And we go through the funeral process and whatever. And there's like a few weeks of like, you're just not wanting to like do anything. You're really sad. And then my kids were like, could we leave the house? Like, it's been weeks. And I'm like, let's go. So we decided we're going to go see this Minions movie that had just come out, and we'd go to have sushi before. And it was like my first time re-entering the world. So I was like, oh my God, I'm like not myself. Like cars are driving too fast. It's loud out here. Like I had just gone through a hospice period, and you know, it's weird, the re-entry. Yeah. Sure enough, I'm sitting at this table randomly, right? And I'm sitting at a sushi restaurant, and the best sushi restaurants are like holes in the wall where like you're squished together. So this table next to us is like sitting with us basically. So I hear everything they're saying. So I turn to this woman and I go, are you on your first date? And she's like, yes. And
wait, is he still there, or did he go to the bathroom, her first date?
He was still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cathy.
Yeah, I know. I go, you guys on your first date? And she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I go, you're really cute together. Oh. And then I'm like, can I buy you dessert? And they're like, sure. I go, I just want to like give like energy to this. Like it feels good. Like, let me just like punctuate it.
So cute.
I'm sometimes cute.
This.
Sometimes I'm like the worst, but sometimes I'm really cute. So I go, which ice, whatever. So they buy they want the fried Japanese ice cream. Good choice. So we leave. And as we're leaving, she's like, what's your Instagram? I want to like stay in touch. I'm like, sure. So we exchange Instagram information. And a few hours later, she texts me and she's like, that's so nice. Like, thank you so much. That was so sweet. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, are you going to go on a second date? Like, hello, like, come on. Like, that's the information I need. She's like, I don't know if there's going to be a second date. Maybe there is, but she's like, I want to tell you something that you couldn't possibly have known. She said, this is my first date because my husband died. I'm a widow 5 years ago. And she said, I asked God for a sign because I was so guilt-ridden to go on a date. And I said, please give me a sign that like, this is okay. And she goes, you were my sign. So I said to her, you have no idea what that means to me. I'm like, this is my first night out because my dad just died. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I go, yeah, he died July 3rd. And I mentioned it because it felt relevant. It was a few weeks ago. And she goes, my husband died on July 3rd, 5 years ago. So now I know for sure. So I said, my dad and your husband made that meeting for us because what are the odds that out of all the days, that's the day. So I always pick up my phone when my kids are watching a dumb cartoon. So I'm crying in the Minions movie and they're like, what's so sad? I'm like, I'll tell you after. And we come out of the theater and I say to my kids, you know how mommy, like sometimes really fun things happen and like, you know, people celebrate me or I get a book deal or like we get to like buy a bigger house. I go, but you know what makes me feel so rich? This. I go, what just happened? It's like beyond a shadow of a doubt, I knew 3 things. I knew that God put me at the right place at the right time. I knew that I just had so much purpose. And I knew that something bigger than me is always constantly guiding me and supporting me, which makes me feel the magic of life. And when moments like that happen, tell me that anything else comes close. Right. Like, okay, so your agent calls and says, you got more money for this thing, or yeah, Target's going to do this. And you're like, do you know what just happened at the sushi restaurant? So that's why it's like we live in a world that values this one version of success. And it's like, you know what success is? You just had an impact in someone's life because you were willing to be kind to a stranger for no reason, not because you thought you were going to, you know, get some big Instagram like thing to post because of it. It wasn't because it's going to help your career. It's like we miss opportunities every day. When I was living in Jerusalem, I said to my rabbi, okay, so it's been 2 years and you know, where's the most spiritual place I can go? Are you going to tell me to go to some cave? Where do I go? And he's like, oh, I have an address for you. So he writes down an address and he hands it to me. And I mean, there's the most cool things that you can see there. You can go where Jesus lived. You can go where there's no end to cool stuff. Hands me an address. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, are you going to give me like a prayer to say when I go there? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you're going to knock on the door. And the woman who lives there, she just lost her husband and you're going to offer to do her dishes. And And I start crying and I go, okay, I got it. And he goes, you just asked me, what is the most spiritual thing you can do? It's the next thing you can do. What's the next thing you could do to be a blessing to someone? That's the most spiritual thing you can do. And I was like, got it. And again, the ego all day long is like, well, how are you going to prove your existence today? Well, how are you going to be impressive today? Well, what are you going to do with your career today? And it's all obsessed with itself. And your soul is like, what am I going to give away today? You know, how am I going to like be a blessing to somebody? And then like little me got to be that meaningful to someone else. So it's like this whole conversation we had about who am I to do this? It's not even about that. It's like the fact that he used me to get to be that for her. I should be like, oh my God, I can't believe you let me be in that moment. That makes no sense. How am I that like blessed, right? The fact that people think they want success. You don't want success. You want significance. How do you get significance? Walk out your house every day and say, when is the next place that you're going to need me? I'm going to have my eyes open for that. And sometimes it's just like being at the DMV and like smiling at someone like they're a real person. And they're like, I'm going to let you cut the line because you just are so nice. You know, it's like, and you don't even need to cut the line. You're just like, oh, this was like easy. You know, sometimes like we just miss the easiest opportunities